Hello, my name is Antoine. I'm going to show you today a small introduction on FocFramework. Okay, so I have launched my Tomcat server. This is a dummy application for something like employee management or something. Okay, I'm landing on my login page. This is customizable. Okay, once I type username and password, I log in. And this is the default landing page once you log in. Okay, you have this black bar on top. The home will bring you back to this page whenever you are. If you click on the home, you get back here. Here, of course, you can put the logo of whatever product you are working on. This is the default menu. So this is the menu tree, and we will see how this menu tree is built. Okay, we will see how you can introduce modules. Usually each root node is a new module, so if the user has the rights on that module, he can see whatever items are under that module. Okay, so I'll start by and you have also another menu, which is this gear, the settings. It has the same shape as this menu tree here, but the idea is that this gear is more for the settings for the admin. So if you have rights on some admin modules, you will be able to see this gear and the menus underneath it. Okay, of course here, this is the username. The username is FocAdmin in this case. I can see the user account. I'm hooked. It's a multi-company, multi-site application, so I can see here that I have the company name is empty and headquarters, whatever. Okay. Now let me start immediately by introducing the entities. Okay, we all want to know how to introduce a business object, an entity, right? So if I go to my Eclipse, so this is my project. The rest of the projects are Foc projects that will be fetched through Maven, so you don't really have to have them here, but you can also have them, why not, as source code along in your Eclipse project workspace. So here in my project, if I go to the source folder, okay, I'm organized in packages, things like that. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna hit directly my main entity, which is the employee entity. Okay, so here you have my employee entity, and let me see it on the application first. We didn't see it, we just saw the menu. I can click on the menu. This is the table showing the list of employees. I have none yet, so I click the insert. Here I can have something like John Smith, first name, last name, and the date of birth. So I'll go back a little bit. And then it's not disabled as status, it's an employee. Okay, he has insurance or not, you know. We have these flags just for testing. The shift is from 8 to 5, let's say 8 to 5. Okay, and the salary is 1,000, whatever it is. And here there's a table to be able to put some info about him. I don't know, something about like he behaved well with the client, treated the clients very well. This is the date, and I give a rating. I want to give him a rating of 3. Well, whatever, just any kind of info. And here I have my entity in the table, and I can click on it to open and edit it again, etc. So my first step is to build the entity, right? If I come here, the entity is a simple class, Java class. that extends Peugeot FocObject. Okay. I want you to know that the entity at the base is simply a FocObject. It doesn't have to be Peugeot FocObject. But Peugeot FocObject is the extension, is the superclass that allows us to do annotations. I could have worked with a FocObject that doesn't have annotations and that has a FocDesc. So the base of what we are doing is a FocDesc that shows the tables. I wonder if it's good to open something to be able to draw, or I don't know. I will open this Jamboard. Okay. Let me open this one. We go to the second board. I like the black background. So we have two things. We have the FocDesc, which is the database table description. You are with me, Fadel, and you are with me, Fadel and Yusuf. Description. Okay, great. We have the FocDesc, and we pick another color, the FocObject. These are the two low-level objects of anything I'm doing. Okay, well, let me have it small like this, it's better. Okay, the FocObject is the entity, is the row in the table, is the row in the Excel sheet. So it's the row of data, FocObject. FocDesc is the description of the FocObject. This is why it's called FocDesc. It's the description, and it is describing the table, what column, the name of the table, the columns, if the data inside will be cached or not. This is the kind of what we have, what indexes do we have, some predefined feeds, things like that. Okay, so for every table in the application, we will have one instance of a FocDesc, one singleton of a FocDesc for every table in the database. Not just DB resident tables. Sometimes you need to build FocObjects that are in memory. You are using them in memory and you don't have them in the database as such as a table. Even like, for example, the joins. The join will be a FocObject and it will have a FocDesc. You will not have to build the FocDesc yourself. The FocDesc is built automatically through the annotations. So let's go back to our Eclipse. We know now that FocObject is simply, if we go to the quick type hierarchy, it will drill down. It is coming, let's say, from the FocObject. Okay, it's a superclass of, or a subclass of FocObject. Okay, we will see later what workflow object does. We don't care for the moment. So the employee extends FocObject, Peugeot FocObject, and to tell Foc while scanning. Foc will scan some packages. We will see how you tell Foc to scan this and this package in the module. So Foc needs to know that this Java class is really a Foc entity. So we put an annotation here, Foc entity. And here we need to put, usually you put the name in a constant, the name of the table, the DB table. Okay. Usually the name of the DB table is exactly the name of the class. Okay, I'm usually not creative here. I put the same name as the class. If you are doing reverse engineering, if you are really hooked to a database that exists already and you want to change the name of the database, you can. You can change it here also. You will have to change it here. You will say, okay, my entity has not this, no, it has a name. Yeah, the name of the table is something else, maybe employees with S and all capital, for example. You can do that, and then here you will write employees also. But this is not my case. I'm not in this particular case. Let's stay in the happy scenario where I am deciding what the name of the table is. Employee, employee, and here let us look a little bit. Here are my fields in the database table. Okay, I have the first name. Be careful to one thing. Here I'm not having the variables. It's not like PGA. It's not like Hibernate. I'm not having here the variables, the Java variable. I'm having constants. Okay? The Java variables are hidden inside my FocObject. The Java variables, let me get back to this. The Java variables will become Foc or FProperty. Okay, FProperty is every Excel cell, let's say, okay, to make it easy. It's a field value in a row. And to every FProperty, you usually have a FocField. The FocField is the correspondent to a FProperty, but in the description of the table level. Meaning that if you have, let's open the Beaver to watch, it's not here the Beaver, but whatever. Let's say that you have the column name would be in the FocField, in this FocField thing, while all the other values will be in the FProperty. Okay? So, let us now...
sorry, I have a question here.
Yes.
So do you mean here exactly that the FocField will hold the description of the field, but the FProperty will hold its value?
Exactly. Yani,
so let's say the value in the database is blah blah blah, whatever. The FProperty is going to hold the value, and the FocField is going to hold the name and the type and stuff like this. So the employee name is Antoine. Right?
Yes. One second, please. Okay. Yes. If you have like the FocField here is the name of the field that says age, first name, last name. This will be stored here. Okay. While the real value of it, if you have two rows, one that says Antoine, the other that says Fadel. So the first row, if you have three rows, this is the row. This is the equivalent to a row. So you will have three FocObject. You have one FocDesc because you have one table. You have three FocObjects because it's the row and the table, the entity. If you have first name and last name, you have two fields, first name and last name. And for every row, for every FocObject, you have an array of properties. Every row is an array of cells and values in the Excel. So you will have here two properties for every row. You have three rows and two properties, so it's 6. In every row, you have two properties. One is for the first name, and the other is for the last name. Okay? If you want, we'll do an exercise a bit later. In the second video, we'll do an exercise of scanning the memory. Okay? We will do that. So here, I'm saying what kind of fields I have. I have first name. This is the name of the field. This is the type of the field here. I'm saying it's a Foc string. I'm saying it's mandatory, and the size is 200. Here also, it's the last name, mandatory, size 200. This is a string. The date of birth is date. What's the name of the field? This is the name of the field. Okay. Oh, then I have, does he have an insurance? The name of the field has insurance, and it's a boolean, Foc boolean. Foc time, because start and shift, and the salary is a double. And then here I have a multiple choice. The multiple choice is an integer in the database. It contains values 0, 1, or 2. And this integer will be understood by the software through the title, disabled. If the employee is disabled, is he is on probation or he is a true employee. Okay, fine. And this field is called employee status. This field will be an integer. Okay, so this is how I read my Pojo. If I want to add any field here, of course I can add it manually. Like imagine I want to add salary, and if I want to say I want to add the hourly overtime. Okay, I can say it like this: hourly overtime. Whatever, I'm not going to continue with this, but you understand the idea. I can also say, okay, no, I'm not going to add it like this. I'm going to add it using the Foc plugin. Why? Because I want to add also the getter setter. The getter setter are a little bit special. We don't have them here, no. So I'm going to add it here. I'm going to say Foc add field. It's not a string, it's a double. The field name is overtime hourly rate. Okay, the size is 10 with the 2 decimals, whatever. It's not mandatory. Buff. Okay, now I can see here that at the end it has added this. You know, it's just, I could have written it, but the plugin would help a little bit. The plugin needs some fine tuning, so here these shouldn't be double, they should just simply be integers. And I can also see that it has created my getter setter. Now these are my getter setters. Okay, be careful to what you have inside. It's not directly return the hourly. It's not this. Okay, it is. So, sorry, you said something.
I was saying that it's not return this dot hourly.
Yes, exactly. It's not returning this dot hourly. It's going and fetching through this method. This method will go and fetch from the FocObject. You know, we have a FocObject here. There is an array of FocProperty, FProperties. It will go to the array and bring the right property according to the field name. So this is why we say to Foc, get property double, and we send what? The field name as name. Okay, you could have used this anywhere in your code. You don't really need to be private or protected in the employee class. You can use it anywhere. So this is possible. If you want to use it, you can use it anywhere. But now here it is encapsulated in a getter and a setter for the convenience. Okay, so this is it. Now let me check something, if I can get the beaver to connect directly. Look, I'm going to connect this in a second video. We will try to see the beaver how the database. We will try to see in the database how Foc will introduce these columns without us having to write any script. Okay, if you don't mind, this is what we'll do. Sorry.